Pashibo Gauranga Gunera Nidhi Kotha Gila Pabo Gauranga Gunera Nidhi Kotha Gila Pabo Saba Sangira Sange Je koi lovilas Se samba sangira sange Je koi lovilas Sangana Paya Kande Narotamanda Jayam Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivijaka Acharya Ashtottara Shatashishimad A.C. Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivijaka Acharya Ashtottara Shatashishimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की गंगा माई की यमुना माई की तुलसी देवी की भक्ति देवी की समवेत भक्तवृंद की all glories to the devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna, all glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yatapata Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagar Satam Sahagana Ragnatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savaditam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpatarveshcha Kripa Sindhubhya Vicha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhatale Shrimate Bhakti Vikasa Swami Nityanamane Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhatale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamane Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharne Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdhaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhe Namaha Madhuryajvala Premadhya Shri Rupa Nuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Namaste Gauravani Shimurte Dinatarine Rupa Nuga Viruddha Siddhanta Dvanta Harine Hare Namo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivas Adi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jnanananda Mayam Dev Patikakritam Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Kripam Upasmai. So today is a very wonderful day, at the same time very grave also, because we see the mood of Narottam Das Thakur is Where have these such personalities gone? I'll smash my head against a rock and enter into the fire. Where will I find Lord Gauranga? Where will I find these great devotees? Where is Swarup Damodar? And where is Rupa Goswami? Where is Sanatan? Where is Raghunath Das, the savior of the fallen? Where is Raghunath Bhatta and Gopala Bhatta? Where is Krishna Das Kaviraj? Where are all these great personalities? Where did they go? Being unable to obtain the association of Lord Gauranga, accompanied by all of these devotees in whose association he performed his pastimes, Narottam Das simply weeps. So this is the position of a Vaishnava in the line of disciplic succession, that he desires the association of great Acharyas. He desires the association of great Acharyas throughout his life, at every moment. So the Vaishnavas, they are always weeping and weeping for the association of their great Acharyas. As Narottam Das Thakur is exemplary in that, and he's showing us, even though he's on the topmost platform and he's greatly favored by Lord Gauranga, he desires the association of the devotees so deeply within his heart, he wants to smash his head against a rock. I'll smash my head against a rock and enter into the fire. That is the separation that he feels from his acharyas and from Lord Gauranga. That is the position of a great Vaishnava, that he feels such great separation from his own spiritual master and from the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, how is it possible for someone who doesn't get association of a personality to feel like that? How is it possible for Narottam Das Thakur, who couldn't get the association, you could say the physical association of such personalities, how is he feeling like this? Why is it that he's feeling like this? He couldn't get the personal association of Lord Gauranga, at least whatever you could say physically. He obviously got it because he was deeply in Krishna consciousness, and Lord Gauranga himself revealed himself to Narottam Das Thakur. So how is it that we are weeping? How is it that our acharyas are weeping? How is it that Srila Prabhupada is weeping and desiring the association of these great acharyas? Similarly, Bhaktisiddhanta, similarly, Bhakti Vinod, such and such and such. Why is it that, even though we never had personal association? Because we are in touch with them through the line of disciplic succession, mainly through the books. Because in these books of Srila Prabhupada, primarily for us and for everyone, that the acharyas are present there. Srila Prabhupada, when he has composed this literature, these purports, he has in those purports are present all the predecessor acharyas. Those purports are all the purports, or the complete understanding of the Siddhanta from our acharyas. So these are our acharyas that are present there within those words, within those purports. So when we are reading Prabhupada's books, we are in direct touch with them. We are directly in touch with the Guru Parampara when we are reading these books. So one has to realize that. One has to understand that. And one has to understand what those acharyas did and how great they are. So these books have these acharyas present within them. So Srila Prabhupada, he is presented being a disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He has primarily given us that touch with Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And it's very special. It's very, very special, that line of disciplic succession. And Srila Prabhupada mainly said that he learned most things from his own father. But this one thing he learned is from his spiritual master, is this book production. This book production I have learned from my spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And so who is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur? Who is, well, a lot is revealed in his pranam mantra. His Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabde Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha. Who is that? I offer my respective obeisances to Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daita Das. Another name of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, who is favored by Srimati Radharani and who is the ocean of transcendental mercy and the deliverer of the science of Krishna. So he is the servant of Srimati Radharani. He's the direct servant, and his form, his swarupa in the spiritual world being revealed, he has revealed this as Nayanomani Manjari. What does this mean? This means the jewels of the eye. Something very dear to see. My spiritual master describes this. It's the jewel of the eye, something very dear, something you like to see. So he's the servant of both Radha and Krishna. And Krishna does not like to see anything else other than Radha. And Radha does not like to see anything other than Krishna. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he is that very form of Krishna looking at Radha and Radha looking at Krishna. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is that very form of the exchanges between Krishna that happen through the eyes. And my spiritual master says, of the dear things, those eyes to Krishna are very dear, and those eyes to Radharani are very dear because through that they see each other. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is a very exalted personality. He is on the topmost platform of spiritual existence. He did not just appear in this world like an ordinary person. He is Nitya Siddha. He's eternally. Just like he actually never appears or disappears. He's always present. He's eternal. But to the mundane vision, just like the primitive, those people who live in the jungle, they don't understand much. They think the sun goes in and out of existence every day. But it just goes out of the vision of such people. But those who know, those who can understand how the sun actually functions, or how it moves, they can understand actually the sun never disappears. It is always present. So there is no difference between the appearance and disappearance of Bhaktisiddhanta. He's eternally present. He's eternally present. And because of his having taken shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is on that same platform. Therefore, Janma Karma Chame Divyam, their activities are divyam, as transcendental. The activities of the Acharyas are transcendental. Their Janma is transcendental, their karma, their activities are also transcendental. Some may not even recognize their Janma as transcendental, because even Krishna, it took some time for people to recognize him as Supreme Personality of Godhead when he started killing the demons. Then Kamsa became afraid. Oh, there's a kid in Vrindavan that is killing. Okay, this is death personified for me. That is Krishna. They had to give recognition. So similarly, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, although many people did not recognize him at the time of his birth as transcendental, through his activities, his Dvanta Harine, that this destroying these misconceptions, uprooting these misconceptions, establishing bhakti, he was recognized. And his obviously, of course, his activities that he performs are on the transcendental platform. They are not influenced by the modes of material nature. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he is that form of Krishna looking at Radha. He is that intimate associate of Srimati Radharani. And he is the intimate servant of Krishna. And so he appeared as the son of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. But actually my spiritual master says that he never addressed Bhakti Vinod Thakur as his father. Which is very, very interesting. He said, who have such a vision, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur would say, they only have mundane vision. They only have mundane vision. They do not see Bhakti Vinod Thakur for who he is. He was against those who saw Bhakti Vinod Thakur as his Baba, as his father. He said they did not see him actually. They did not see who Bhakti Vinod Thakur is. Even if they were lifelong associates, they saw him through a materialistic vision. If they were seeing like this. Because Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Bhaktivinoda Thakur are eternally related on the platform of serving in that intimate mood, intimate pastimes of Lord Krishna, of Krishna and Radharani. It is not a relationship of this material world. It is a relationship that is of the spiritual world. It is not confined to the mundane vision of father and son. It is completely transcendental. So, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he seemingly learnt everything from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Even though they are eternally liberated, he took up on, just like Krishna takes up on this position of going to a Gurukul and learning. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur similarly takes the same position of learning from his spiritual master, Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. Primarily, he learnt from Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but then he took initiation from Gaur Kishore Das Babaji and was surrendered to him. So this Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the Bhakti Vinod itself means the joy of bhakti, the bliss of bhakti, the happiness of bhakti. But that is not possible without Bhaktisiddhanta, as my spiritual master says, that it is not possible without knowing the conclusions, proper conclusions of bhakti. That which is in accordance with Shastra. Shruti Smriti Puranadi, Pancharatrik Vidim Vina, then Aikante Hare Bhaktir, and then what's the last line? Yeah. So that devotional service which disregards the scripture injunctions, it does not have much use. It does not have proper effect. So one must have proper Bhaktisiddhanta. One must understand Bhaktisiddhanta properly. Otherwise, one will not be able to be able to experience that Bhakti Vinod, the joy of bhakti. So it is inseparable, as my spiritual master quotes also, that you cannot separate the two. You cannot separate Bhaktisiddhanta and the joy of bhakti as the Sahajas like to do. We don't need Bhaktisiddhanta. We don't need to know the philosophy. Just experience the joy in your heart. Just experience the joy, that's all. But we can see that so many things were going wrong after Lord Chaitanya left. So many, the Gaudiya Vaishnava cult was known as low class. My spiritual master describes in another lecture that if you are known as a Gaudiya Vaishnava, then nobody even wanted to hear that. If you were dressed as a Gaudiya Vaishnava, that meant low class. Because of the things that were going on within the society of the Sahajas. So, because they were performing very low-class activities like sleeping with others' wives and claiming it to be Vaishnavas and having so many affairs and such nonsense was going on. So it was becoming hidden. The real bhakti was becoming hidden. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he brought that pure holy name back into this world, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has personally come to establish Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, Bhaktisiddhanta. And so what did he learn from his father? His father taught him book production. Bhaktivinoda Thakur taught Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur book production. He was, as Bhaktivinoda Thakur, if you look into his works, he has many, many books. It says Sajjana Toshani. You've got this, so many, it's all going away from, I'm not able to remember some of them, but there's so many books that he has written, composed. And so he was printing. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur was personally printing, and then he taught Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur everything about the printing press. Why? Because Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he had a lot of sons, and he named Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Bimala Prasad. And Bimala Prasad is That's taken to be apparently Durga's name. So he had many sons like that he would Lalita Prasad. So, but my spiritual master explains, it's very nice, he says, Bimala Prasad appeared in Puri, Shakti Pitam, in the Shakti Pitam. So the very energy of Lord Shiva is known as Bimala, but she is also the Shakti of Jagannath. So that is the internal Shakti of Jagannath, and there's also a gopi named Bimala in the spiritual world. So this is the actual understanding, but those with mundane vision, they see that as, okay, this is Durga's name. So he was a very intense personality, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, from the beginning. All his other sons, I believe, as my spiritual master was quoting, that weren't very serious like this. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur from the very beginning was very zoned in. He was very intense personality. So for those who with proper vision could understand properly that Bimala Prasad wasn't just a Shakti name, that Bhaktivinoda Thakur didn't just give it in reference to Shakti, but it was in reference to the internal energy of Krishna. So from a very young age, Bhaktivinoda Thakur taught Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur this book production, how to operate the machine, how to print, how to organize the type, how to fix the machine when it went wrong. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he established 64 Gaudiya Mats. And he established this printing press in many of his centers. He installed the printing press. So he would have, when he would install this printing press, he would have a ceremony. He would install this Brihat Mirdanga. And he himself would personally, although he was very, very busy in his works, he would spend a lot of time in the press, it is described. He would spend a lot of time in the press. And so he would often quote like this, that establishing temples is for the masses. But the real business of advanced devotees is to make publications and distribute them. I said this temple worship is, with proper understanding, of course, just the temple worship by itself is for neophytes. But these temples are only established for one purpose only, is to actually distribute and publish these books. As we kind of see that when Srila Prabhupada meets him in Radhakund. So he could fix his machines himself. He would go and fix all these things himself. This machine, this book printing machine, this printing press, he installed on the logo of the Gaudiya Math, on the Rag Marg platform. There's a Vaidhi Marg, and then there's the Rag Marg. So on the Rag Marg, on the spontaneous platform of devotional service, the Mirdanga is there, and then there's Arti paraphernalia there. No, on the other side is Arti paraphernalia. The Radha Krishna, there's the Mirdanga kartals, and printing press. So he put this on the Rag Marg, although seemingly it's of this mundane world. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he could see. He had a proper vision. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur would keep him very, very close. So similarly, Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami, has said the same thing, that I have also learned this printing from my Guru Maharaj, this press, this book publication. So when Prabhupada, he left his business for some time to meet Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is sent to this world by Lord Chaitanya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is the very mercy form, as it is described here, that Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dina Tarine Rupanuga Viruddha Siddhanta Dvanta Harine. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who are the personified teachings of Lord Chaitanya. You are the deliverer of fallen souls. So he is that very form of the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is that very mercy form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And so Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to give what? He came to give that which was never been given before. You probably know this verse. Anarpita chirang chirat karunaya vatirna kalo. You know the whole thing? You want to quote it? I'm not going to be able to. I'm terrible. Dviti Kadamba. Kadamba Sada Hridaya. May that Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost chamber of your heart. Resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, he has appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before. The most sublime and radiant mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give that. And so he came to give that which was never given before by any other Acharya. He came to give that devotional service, that mood of devotional service, that mellow of conjugal love. No Acharya, not Madhvacharya, not Ramanujacharya, none of the other Acharyas had ever given this. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is granting that onto the conditioned souls. He's caused this mercy. So that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was personally sent for this. He's the personification of this. He was personally sent to perform this activity of giving proper knowledge and complete understanding of Bhaktisiddhanta. And so Srila Prabhupada is in that line. And Srila Prabhupada, he is the significant distributor of that mercy of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He's done that the most. So when they met, when Srila Prabhupada went to see his spiritual master in Radhakund, people couldn't understand why his spiritual master would give him so much significance, as often the grihastas were referred to as rotten grihastas. They don't do much. The sannyasis are the big guns. They didn't see him properly. So, but when Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was informed this one time when Abai was helping, Abai Babu, as often he was referred to at the time, was helping preach in Bombay with Sridhar Maharaj, they suggested to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur that Abai Babu, he's very capable. He's very good at what he does. He's very expert. Why don't we make him the temple president? And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he told him, no, there is no need for it. When time comes, he will do everything on his own. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he knew, because Srila Prabhupada is on that platform also. Just like Bhakti Vinod Thakur and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, his eternal position is also in the spiritual world. It is not a relation of this material world. So he knew Srila Prabhupada was destined, he was sent to perform this activity of becoming the most significant distributor of the Vaishnav philosophy, of the Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. But others did not understand that, because he would get so much attention from his spiritual master from the beginning. You go and preach this message in the English language. So when they were walking together in this Radhakund, as Srila Prabhupada describes, that it is indescribably the most exalted place in the universe, in existence, in the spiritual world. And the two devotees that are meeting are indescribably the most exalted devotees. And when they met in such a place, the most intimate servants of Krishna, when they met in Radhakund, the most intimate place of Srimati Radharani, the highest place, what did they discuss? if you get money, print books. I do not desire all these big, big temples. Sell all the marble and print books. So that was the instruction Srila Prabhupada received from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur at Radha Kund. And so Srila Prabhupada, he comments, or he makes a reference to this verse, Vyavasa Atmika Buddhi Eke Kuruhi, this Vyavasa Atmika Buddhi Eke Kuruhi Nandana. That Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that whatever order I get from my spiritual master, that is my life and soul. I must execute it thoroughly, without care for my personal convenience or inconvenience. That is called Vyavasatmika Buddhi. Why? So, sorry, here, my notes. Srila Prabhupada received this order from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur to write and publish books and distribute them at mass quantities. That was the innermost desire of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And since Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is the personification of the instructions of Lord Chaitanya, the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, that is the heart of Lord Chaitanya. To distribute these books, to distribute this knowledge, that is the desire of Lord Chaitanya. So Srila Prabhupada, he was very much fixed in serving the order of his spiritual master. This order of distributing this knowledge. This order of keeping Bhaktisiddhanta alive. So he went on doing that. Srila Prabhupada, he's the disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He went and he distributed this message of love of Godhead. And he was so intensely engaged in it, even on his deathbed, he was simply only thinking about the instructions of his spiritual master. To publish these books, to write these books, to distribute these books. So he gave real seriousness to this printing, to this book production and book selling, this book distribution. It is not something that we've just made up. It comes in the line of great Acharyas. It comes in its prominent, most prominent aspect of devotional service within the line of our Acharyas, this book production. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that was his life. That was his life. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that was also his life. So these great personalities as Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who come to this world to remove these misconceptions of bhakti and establish real bhakti, how? Simply by book distribution. By book distribution they do it, not by sitting in the temple and just chanting a million rounds, 160 rounds, 190 rounds, whatever. May chant all day, 24 hours a day. Not that, but the process of book distribution, of preaching. They gave that to us in order to expand the Krishna consciousness movement. And that attempt was there to kill Bhaktisiddhanta, that spirit of Bhaktisiddhanta. Not like my spiritual master describes, not literally, but his own disciples who are writing so many of the lectures down from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they completely destroyed them all. But it continues to live because you can never kill Bhaktisiddhanta. You can never destroy Bhaktisiddhanta. He continues to live in his disciple Bhaktivedanta Swami, and then in his grand disciples, and in his great grand disciples. He continues. The flow cannot be stopped. It will continue. Just like it seemed as though that after Lord Chaitanya left, the flow was stopped. But it continued. There was some little gap. There's a dam that the Sahajas built. They stopped the flow of mercy. But the great Acharyas are expert. They keep the mercy flowing. They find a place, just like sometimes the dam, there's a dam, but there's a big stream that's coming through. There's a big pipe they put in, and the big stream coming through. The stream is very much well and alive. The Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is very much well and alive. These are not just stacks of paper that we have in our temple. These are not just stacks of paper that we're distributing to people. They are infused with the with the association of the great Acharyas of the Vaishnava line. And for those who are in tune with it, they can personally have that association heart to heart with the great Acharyas. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is always living. He's always going on, and he has come to establish this. And Srila Prabhupada is a personification of that desire and that intensity of Bhaktisiddhanta. The desire to distribute the message. He is, as I said, the most prominent distributor of Bhaktisiddhanta. And so we, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we have also become distributors of such message. And we're doing that day in and day out, especially in this December marathon. So what an amazing activity to be engaged in serving the innermost desire of that person who is the very personification of the sight of Krishna and Radha. What else, what better position could you have? There's no other desirable position than to be a distributor of that message. There's nothing higher in any of the worlds. This is the highest position of the living entity that one can actually be in. This becoming a distributor of message of love of Godhead in the form of book distribution and preaching, Harinam. So there's no higher position than this, because it is the most desirable, this is the innermost desire of all our acharyas. And so when you are doing that day in, day out, if we are in tune, then we can experience their direct mercy. Then we can experience the direct association of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur through our spiritual master, through Srila Prabhupada, not independently. So the great acharyas, they are present and ready. As there is that picture of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that I think Mahotsav Prabhu showed it last year when he was giving class on this. When that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is meditating, and this is in the Bhaktisiddhanta Vaibhav, is that right? Where, this is in the Bhaktisiddhanta Vaibhav where all the acharyas are coming to him? Huh? It was a dream. But that picture is there in Bhaktisiddhanta Vaibhav, yeah. So that dream he had in Mayapur, where all the acharyas are coming to him, is having the personal association of all the acharyas. So we can be in this on that same position if we are in tune, if we are surrendered to the orders of the Guru, if we are surrendered to that order of distributing this literature and giving Krishna consciousness to others. That is the only desire of the disciple. That is the only desire of the living entity, is to serve the spiritual master as Srila Prabhupada exemplified, as Bhaktivedanta Swami and Prabhupada exemplified this. And therefore he was able to conquer so much. And so if we take that same position and we serve those who are serving Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, those who are serving that intimately in this form of book publication and distribution, then we will, there is no doubt that Lord Chaitanya will come and personally take us back home, back to Godhead. There's no doubt of it. So we're engaged in this like this. We're engaged. We're enthusiastically going on. As Prabhupada said yesterday or the day before, don't become lethargic. Become energetic. Become enthusiastic. Become enthusiastic to perform this book distribution. Become enthusiastic to go out. You're giving the highest knowledge possible to these people. So become in tune with it, become conscious of it. Don't let it become mundane in your mind. Don't think of it as mundane. Don't let that creep into your mind. Understand how deep this tradition runs. How deep this tradition runs. We're not just selling books to make money. We're not just selling books to run the temple. Understand that. This is the deeper and innermost desire of Lord Chaitanya, the deepest and innermost desire of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Every single acharya within our line desired this, and we are the fruits of that. We are able to serve that every day, day in, day out. So we are in a very, very fortunate position to be able to do that. And as Prabhupada says, the grandfather he feels that the grandson is more dear to him than his own son. That he has more affection for the grandson than his own son. So we are great-great-grandsons of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So we can say in one way that of course we don't think of ourselves in that position, but we can understand He's showering His mercy upon us because we are going out and trying to do that work in a surrendered way. So we can expect the mercy of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. It is promised. It is flowing, but we have to step out of the darkness and receive that flow of mercy of the Acharyas. It is there. If you plug into that storehouse, if you plug into that system, then you'll be flying high. You'll have all the Acharyas present. I mean, every day you're holding all the Acharyas in your hand and you're giving them to others. How special is that? You're holding the desire of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and you're holding Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur himself in your hand, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, all these great Acharyas in your hand. And it's been possible by the mercy of Bhaktisiddhanta, his vigor and his intensity to establish this book publication. And then Srila Prabhupada's mercy of taking that, so deeply within his heart, that, and then coming to the West and distributing that, and then his disciples embodying that, and then granting that unto their disciples. And so we can continue this line, continue the flow of Bhaktisiddhanta. We can either be a part of that flow and continuing that flow, or we cannot be a part of it. That's our fortune or misfortune. But it will never stop. It's independent of us. So we should just be very happy, very grateful that the devotees have accepted us into their association and have allowed us to serve Bhaktisiddhanta. And that we pray that we can go on doing this for the rest of our lives. That we can just be engaged only in this, nothing else. Nothing else needs to be done. Book publication, book production, and distribution of Prabhupada's books in the form of books himself, holy name, and preaching. That's all. That is all that is required. We don't have to become famous. We don't have to become huge. We don't have to do all of these things. We may not even make millions of devotees, but simply by just doing this, we've perfected our lives. So I'll end my class there. We're not taking any questions. It's marathon. If you want to say anything. If there's anything, we can maybe 5 minutes, and then we can do Pushpanjali. Is there anything that anybody wants to say, or questions or comments? Okay. Mataji's, anything? No. Okay. Thank you very much. Vanchakalpataruvesha kripasindevich padinam pavani vaishnavivnam. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Huh?